What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. So Rachel's been having a difficult time recently with people at the counter, and I don't want to dig too deep into it because we have a very good mix of customers, and then we have a very mix of customers that are difficult to deal with, and for many reasons and many situations. So we're just going to dig into. So you bring your vehicle in, and you need a diagnostic done, and not just a code pull, because there is a difference. And most experienced guys have so much experience with the code pull that they could pretty much diagnose your car depending on how complex that system is. But that's another discussion. So we'll just leave it alone. You went to AutoZone or Advance and you got a generic form, which is basically a code pull, and it gives you a list of shit that may or may not be wrong with your car because the system may or may not be in depth. And of course, they're going to recommend spark plugs and filters and PCV stuff and stuff you probably really don't need. So now you're at the dealership or your regular mechanic or another reputable mechanic or non-reputable mechanic. Who gives a shit? So you pull up to the shop and you say, hey, my engine light's on, or I don't know what my problem is. We need to diagnose what the problem is. Be it a check engine light, charging system problem, coolant leak, water leak, rattles, squeaks. In most cases, when you come in and you're not sure what's wrong with your car, most people aren't. Your car it needs some type of diagnostic. And there's costs attributed to that. One is the facility you just walk through the door, that the door swings on a hinge, right? So that includes rent, insurance, healthcare, phone bill, internet, point of sale fees, shop manual fees, training fees, healthcare, paper, stationery, phone, credit card processing fees, scan tool equipment, technician labor time, lift repairs and maintenance and shop fees. So then, depending on where you go, most average dealerships charge $150 to $200 for a diagnostic. Yes, just to look at your problem, and they don't care what it is. Average shops are probably, I'm going to say, between $90 and $150 an hour. I try and keep mine low, between $90 and $110, depending on how complex that vehicle is or the system. And then people ask, well, why so much? Well, can you put a price on 40, 50, 30 years worth of experience? No. How much diagnostic equipment is this guy going to use? A can of brake clean, maybe some penetrator. He's going to go on a road test. He's going to open the bay door. He's going to put the car on the lift. He's going to go up and down. That uses electricity, wear and tear. Then he's going to bust out a scan tool, depending on complexity. It could be anywhere from a few $100s to tens of thousands of dollars for scan tool diagnostic equipment, not including miscellaneous hand tools, test lights, fuses, wire, whatever, smoke machine, whatever this technician needs to diagnose your car. Air tools, sockets, so on and so forth. So if you think about all the fees that go into the diagnosis of your vehicle, quite a bit, right? Wouldn't you agree? So Rachel's been getting some pushback, and April was too. In the past, we weren't charging a diagnostic fee, and as things become more expensive in New Jersey, we can't afford to do things for free or out of favor anymore, and hope that Mr. or Mr. Customer is actually going to do the job. And then people say, well, is the diagnostic fee and charge going to be waived if we commit to doing the repair? No, we don't do that because we've already expended time, effort, internet, research, development, estimates, parts searches, phone calls. Maybe we couldn't get your wheels off, things are seized, your computer's not communicating. You had a blown fuse, and now we can, dig through your fuse box, replace the fuse. Now we can get into seeing what's going on. If we had to itemize everything that went into a diagnostic and what we did, we'd be there all day long typing line items on an estimate, which is ridiculous. So I don't think you really need too much clarification when you come in and say, hey, my car needs a diagnostic, and why do I have to pay for it? Because there's really nothing for free. If you want free, AutoZone and Advance will give you free advice and steer you in the wrong direction. But when you come to the shop, you have to expect to pay. So And if we probably talk to other top level guys in the business like myself, I assure you they're not diagnosing your car for free. The engine light's on. A lot of these guys call it the money light for a reason, because money means guaranteed 1 hour's worth of diagnostic time or whatever rate that is, plus parts and labor. So, I mean, if you're not even prepared for that, I mean, I don't even know what to even advise you at this point. You might as well learn how to fix your own car. But it's just becoming more and more of a problem recently. And, Rachel's pretty good with the counter, and I just don't know why people are making such a big deal out of paying for shit. You have to go to the store and you buy a loaf of bread or milk or whatever. Well, it's not free. You can't just walk in, The air conditioning's on in the supermarket. The heater's on. The water sprayers are on. There's 1,000 people running around. There's shopping cart guys.
Price for 15 cases.
On and on and on. But some of you top level guys out there like myself, please comment. Maybe I'm missing something in the fees. And should we print out a 100-page line item and hand it to the customer and say, here's what's included in your diagnostic, not including sweeping up the floor of the rust and crap that has fallen off your car while it's in the bay? Thanks for watching. Let me know.